Let's get these cards warmed up. I didn't put out a live schedule, so we'll see what happens. I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing this week. So I wasn't sure when I was going to be free.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Hello, everyone. Seeing people starting to jump on. Hello, hello. Good morning. I wasn't sure, well, I'm still not sure how many people we'll be getting because I haven't put out a live schedule this week. Wasn't sure what my week was going to be like. Sissy, thank you for that sweet email you sent me. I so appreciate it. Thank you. You're such a doll, and I so appreciate, good to see you, Jess. I so appreciate your kind words, and I'll leave your name of it, but I was just thinking I'm going to take a screenshot of that and publish it because that is why I do this business, because of sweet people like that. Thank you. Oh, your angel trumpet tree bloomed. Ah, love it. So glad to see everyone here today. Hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. Jen, you are so on it. I appreciate you. Your finger, by the time I'm done with my lives, I bet your finger is sore from sharing it so much. And I love it. Love it. Hello. If you haven't done so yet, you're just joining, please click that follow button. We're going to get started with some, my thing popped up. I had someone in mind that before I said their name, I was going to say we're going to do a card reading for, and their name popped up before, so I had to go scroll back up. Okay, we are doing this card reading for Cheyenne Monk. Her name just jumped out at me. Did anyone ever watch that show, Monk?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? I love that show, Monk. How many times do you get asked that, Miss Cheyenne? Are you related to Monk from the TV show? Do you have his personality? Are you OCD like that, Miss Cheyenne? Okay. Cheyenne, I want to thank you for sharing my live, and this reading is for Cheyenne. I just shuffle the cards until the energy gets sticky while saying her name, and the energy, it says stop right there. I went to grab it again. I thought it was kind of sticky. I'll do it one more time, and the card said, no, you're not. Just a little, Cheyenne says every once in a while. It's like one of those great shows that you can just veg in front of. It doesn't take a lot of thought, and it's entertaining. All right, let's see what we have going on here. Oh, wow, you're starting a new journey, Miss Cheyenne. All right, so as y'all know, the tarot deck is broken up into two, not as you know, but it's broken up into two major components, the minor arcana and the major arcana. The major arcana, there's really no difference in them, except major arcana brings bigger energy in. And out of your 4 cards, Miss Cheyenne, you got 3 major arcana, which tells me you have a lot of big things happening in your life. It just is one of those times you're like moving. The first card is the Fool card. It's about starting a new journey, but this is a new journey that is fun and exciting, and it has to do with relationships. I was like, oh, who is that? Dee's thanking everyone for the shares. Yes, what Dee said. Thank you for the shares. Okay, so you're starting a new journey, and it has to do with relationships. In this relationship, you are bringing a lot of lessons learned from the past. You have really gotten a good handle on what makes you tick, where your energy comes from. So you're going into this relationship with a lot of good energy. And when I say relationships, it's not always, everyone always thinks a partner, and it's not always a partner. Sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's family. But you are actually, I just got this intuitively. I heard it's all our relationships. You are hitting all of your relationships with much more mature and balanced energy. You have really learned to sit in your center and know who you are in an authentic manner. Now, I'm not saying you've gotten it perfect, because I can hear the argument, Miss Cheyenne. None of us have it perfect. We will be working on ourselves as long as we're walking this planet. Until the day we go see Jesus, we are still working on ourselves to become a better person or headed towards the goal that we're here to accomplish. But you are doing an excellent job. Cheyenne said, I heard it immediately. I did hear it. So what had happened in this reading I was giving her, I said something positive and I heard her arguing in her head. And so I instantly addressed it. Yes, I did hear that, Miss Cheyenne. And we all have those. I am about to start a new fun series. I did some recording, so I don't know if y'all ever noticed. I used to get asked, are you changing shirts between videos? Hell no, I'm not changing shirts between videos. Y'all just get to see me for like 30 days straight in the same dadgum shirt. Because I will sit in front of my computer for, or my whatever I'm recording on for, a couple of hours recording. So I started a new series. Thank you, Miss Chris. It's because it's so early and I just did my makeup. If you see me at 8 o'clock tonight, you'll be like, Lord, honey, put some lipstick or something on. Okay, so I'm starting this new series. It's going to be called, I can't decide what I'm going to call it. Y'all can help me. Let's think of some ideas for this new series. So you know how it's 11:11. Thank you, Miss Cheyenne. It's 10:11 where I am, but I'll take 11:11. She must be on the East Coast. So this new series is about awakening your divine feminine, that divine goddess in you. So what are some ideas for this series we could come up with? Awakening the divine within, awakening your divine goddess. All the other series I had put like, what would Christy do? But I don't know if I can do that. I could do, what would Christy do awakening the divine goddess? Or what would Christy do awakening, what could we do? Awakening your divine. Okay, so what's it going to be, people? Awakening your divine within or awakening your divine goddess. If we say divine goddess, we're kind of leaving men out, though we're not, but they would think we are. So what are y'all feeling? Oh, I need some votes here. Divine within or awakening your divine goddess. Divine femininity. Awakening your inner goddess. I like goddess. I like goddess too. Delving into the divine. Ooh, Alexis, that is good. Delving into the divine. I don't think that is going to be the name of this series, but I think I'm going to keep that on the back burner. I'm writing it down because I have an idea the second you said that. Okay, so everyone likes goddess. Like awakening your inner goddess, awaken the divine within. Divine femininity. Looks like a lot of people like the word goddess, so we'll keep that in there. Awakening your divine goddess is probably what it's going to be. But delving into the divine instantly. So that's how ideas come to me. I don't know. I was sitting and I was actually writing because, I have a book that's at the editor. Me and Iris Libby wrote one together. Oh, do I? Thank you. Miss Piggy, thank you for showing me that. I didn't even know that's what that count was up there. Thank you everyone who is liking and sharing my live. So I was with I was making some changes because the book came back from the editor. There were some things I needed to clarify, so I was going through the rewriting part of it. And all of a sudden, Spirit said switch over. I switched over onto a new Word document and I just started typing. And after I finished typing, I read what I had typed, and it was about that you are a warrior. Y'all want to hear it? I think y'all need to hear it. Okay, are y'all ready? So this is this is what's called automatic writing. I just recently gone through a divorce. I'll be able to get I'm sorry you're going through a divorce. Okay, so here it is. It's a quick paragraph, and then I promise I'll get on to reading. You, my dear, are a warrior. You have battled through the millennia to be on this planet at this moment. It is time. Time to step into your divine goddess residing in your soul. Your soul? Well, it is the direct link to the divine, the link you have. You are a beautiful white light sent to raise the vibration of this planet. Do not let anyone shroud your light with dogma. This does not mean throwing people's beliefs in their face. It means stand firm. As the onslaught of judgment and dogma hits you, stand your ground with love, compassion, and integrity. Do not let it be mistaken that your kindness is weakness, far from the truth. Your kindness and compassion has been forged through trials and tribulations and lifetimes you do not even remember. You have suffered and fought to be here now, and the miracle is you. still reside in this moment, vibrating in the frequency of the divine. The miracle is when those around you fall to the lower vibration of judgment, tyranny, and bullheadedness. You, sweet soul, are riding the energetic vibration of the divine. So, that's what's called automatic writing. I was already in that mode, and Spirit said, "Aww, thank you, Cheyenne." Yes, maybe I'll make a TikTok. I'll read it on a TikTok. I'm sure everyone wants to do that. So I was already in the mode of writing, and Spirit said, "New document." So I just went over and I just started typing. I didn't even realize what I was typing until I was finished. All right, I'll read that on a TikTok later today. Might be the beginning of a book, I'm hearing. All right, let's do this. Oh, okay. Spirit just said, or it might be the beginning of a channeled series, a TikTok series. I don't know. Spirit's been working me a lot lately. Like, they're always in my head. All right. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. This is going to be for Miss Danny. All right. Let's see what we got for Miss Danny Bronner. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, honey. All right. All right, Miss Danny. We are starting with Temperance. Temperance is a major arcana card. It's about finding balance. It's about putting up boundaries, sitting within yourself, sitting with that divine, and really understanding what makes you tick. Now, am I saying this easy? Absolutely not. I mean, I mentor people on this and still work on it every single day. The next card is the Seven of Pentacles. This is about really being able to understand the responsibilities of your physical walk on this planet. I'm sorry, I'm putting their other cards down, I'm about to drop them. So it makes sense that this card was about you finding balance, you understanding what feeds your energy. Because the next card was about understanding the limitations and responsibilities of your physical walk on this planet. But you, again, this is showing balance. It's the Two of Pentacles. You are really beginning to understand that balance, to have that balance in your life. And because of that, you're really starting a new journey when it comes to your relationships and how you handle them. So this, let's break it down, because I want to show you Temperance. What did I say about that? It was about finding this balance, about all this power of sitting in your vine, knowing where you need to put up boundaries, understanding your limitations when it comes to your physical walk on this planet. Now, you're like, responsibility and understanding your limitations, we all have them. We all have our physical limitations. We have to understand them is then how we find balance. So she began to understand the limitations of her physical walk on this planet, and that's how she got balance. And now she is heading in a new direction with some hard lessons learned. This 9, technically the 9 is an accumulative effect of the suit. But in my world, I always say the 9 is about those lessons learned, because that's really what it's about. The cumulative effect of your relationships is really about those lessons you learned in all those past relationships that you are taking with you. You're sitting with that knowledge, you're being very, I get it now, is the energy that I see whenever I see a number 9. Hello, hello. I love it when people throw words back at me. So Miss GA5035 just called me beautiful soul. So there is something, so how I started mediumship was because actually one of my kids threw my own words back at me, if you've ever heard this story. You're welcome, Miss Danny. I had taken a couple of classes, and I was just starting to get out into mediumship more. I had not started a business. I was actually not planning on starting a business, but I was practicing with a lot of other practicing mediums. And all of a sudden, I hit a rash of people that were just rude and mean. And you could tell that they were reading through, they were like projecting their shit onto me, and they were not reading authentically. And I was like, what is going on here? I don't need this in my life. I can just go get a job, work in my little 9 to 5. I could even sit in front of my computer because I was teaching college classes at the time from my home. Half the time I was grading papers in my pajamas. I didn't need that. So, I had a reading with someone who I trusted, a medium, and she says, Christy, you're starting to read with a lot of very well, like very advanced psychic mediums. I was like, yeah, so. She said, do you not think that they can see where you're going? Your point? She said, they're trying to take you out of the game before you get started. And then it was like the gauntlet was thrown. Like, oh, hell no. We're not going to do that. But I was still struggling. I know it's hard. Y'all see me get here, and it's like I just turn in their spirits, as there are. And even people like Dee seen me read thousands of times. And I was just telling her before I got on here something I was struggling with. And she said, you struggle? Yes, I do. So I was talking to one of my older kids about, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. People are mean. And it's hard. It's really hard. And she said, my dad, he passes away a week prior and I didn't even know. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that. So 44 Piggy said I gave her a reading about her dad and he had passed away the week prior and she didn't know. Wow. I think you need to email me that story, Miss Piggy, because that sounds interesting. Anyway, so my oldest daughter turned to me and she says, Mama, we do hard things. What? So I used to tell my kids that all the time. When they would come to me and want to quit something just because it was hard or not do something just because it was hard, I was like, please, we do hard things in this family. I don't know what you think you're just going to quit because it's hard. We do hard things. And so my oldest daughter used my words against me. That's why I'm here. All right, Miss Jen Jen, I know that I give you life is hard. A reading almost every time, a card reading almost every time, but I'm going to do it again because you share my life so stinking much and I appreciate it. Miss Jen Jen's going to have arthritis from, I don't even know, yeah, she have to click a button. All right, this is for Miss Jen Jen. All right, Miss Jen Jen. We are starting out with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is about the power of three coming together. And we have that sword energy, which is really about the mind and the thought and the beliefs. You're starting to really bring all of your powers together. You're really starting to solidify your life. You're starting to really be good about being able to, aw, thank you, Miss Brittany. Brittany says your readings are amazing. I had several private readings, like she was talking to my dad in person. Thank you. You're starting to really bring the people and things you need in your life together, Miss Jen Jen, because you have found balance. You have finally found that balance that you have been searching for. Again, that balance was hard won. You went through some crappy relationships. You went through people treating you crappy. You went through some times where you really struggled to figure out who you were. But you did a good job. How do I know you did a good job? We are ending with the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about, if there is ever a card that to me signifies the divine, it is this one. It is really about being able to understand other people's opinions, other people's actions do not affect you. It took you a long time to get there, Miss Jen, but you did it really well. You're finally there. And I'm telling you, when you can get to the point in your life where you realize other people's thoughts and actions don't affect you, it is amazing. I'm sorry I'm about to strip in front of y'all, but I'm hot. So y'all about to see me strip. So sorry. Y'all get to see me in my tank top. Okay, wait. No, this is not a fans only page or whatever you call that. What do you call that page?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, y'all get to see me in my tank top. Sorry, it got hot. What is that page? Where you know what I'm talking about. OnlyFans. I think that's it, right? No, this is not what you're here to see. But I got hot. It was either that or leave y'all while I went to put on a different shirt. Y'all don't mind my tank top, do you? All right. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that follow button. Let's see. I'm going to grab someone who has been sharing my live like crazy, and then we're going to roll into Spirit-Led, everyone's favorite. Everyone does love them some Spirit-Led. Let's see, who haven't I read yet? Who's been sharing my live like crazy? Have you noticed, Dee?
Besides Jen.
I know, she says besides Jen. Oh, here's one. Jaylene. I think that's a new name for me.
I'll say that.
Miss Jaylene. Oh, right there. I was about to even say, I was saying Jaylene's name and about to explain what I was doing. And the card said, stop. Stop in the name. Okay, no singing. All right. Okay, very good. You got some strong cards here, Miss Jaylene. Starting out with the King of Pentacles. This card signifies a lot of structure, a lot of foundation when it comes to what you're doing with your physical walk on this planet. Again, we're having a lot of threes this morning, and especially a lot of cups. The cups is about relationships. The 3 is about bringing people together. You've really become very structured and very solid in your walk on this planet and what you want to do with your life. And I'm not saying you have it all figured out. I'm not saying you know right now what you want to be doing when you're, 55 like me. But I'm 55. But you know what you want to do right now. And you are really good about bringing people around you that support your choices. You have gotten some education lately, and I'm hearing that you need to continue your education. There's something you want to accomplish that you have gotten some education with, and I'm hearing that you need to continue that education to start your new journey that you want to go on. There is a new journey you want to start. You want to start heading your life in a new direction when it comes to where you're going to put your energy. You're kind of turning and morphing and putting your energy in a different direction. It's going to go better for you. You need some education. And whenever I say education, it is not always college. It is sometimes just having a mentor. It's going to get a certification. But you're on the right path, Jaylene. So that thought that you've been having in your head of, where am I going to take my life? What am I doing? You are on the right path. All right, I'm going to grab a shirt, people, so y'all don't have to see me in my tank top the whole time. Don't y'all love that? Y'all get to see me dress. All right. Here you go. Get to see the medium dress. Sorry. Okay. There we go. That's better. I got some clothes on. I can't read when I'm getting hot, though. I mean, I can. I don't want to. Messes up my makeup and my hair, and I have a long day ahead. Y'all know, when you start getting hot and sweaty and it messes up your hair and makeup, nobody needs that in their life. Nobody. All right, we are going to start with some Spirit-Led. Thank y'all. There is a gentleman stepping up. Man, I haven't even put my cards away and he's already stepping up. He has a grandfather energy to him. I'm hearing the name Gray or Grayson around him. Okay. Hello. All right. Grandfather energy. The name Gray or Grayson around him. He's letting me know, this gentleman, that he wore polos all the time. You know, the collared shirts, not the actual brand polo, but the polos. So he wore polos all the time. It was like his signature thing. Polos and slacks is what he is telling me. He is showing me that, oh, he also golfed. When he showed me the polo shirt, golf first clicked in, but I thought, I wasn't sure. Yes, he is. He golfed. He is showing me that he was a man of means, and I'm not saying that he had a lot of money, but he had worked hard and done well for himself, so he was able to enjoy himself some. He's also showing me I don't know why this is so he's playing this reel in my head, like this movie screen. And he has his golf clubs, and he is putting them in the back of his car, which is a nice car. I think that emblem he is showing me is a Cadillac emblem. I'm pretty sure it is. I don't drive a Caddy myself, so I'm not sure I drive a Ford. But, and then he's showing me getting in it and going to meet his friends. His tea time, it's like he has a standing tea time. This tea time is in the morning. I'm seeing 8 a.m. This is some weird details this gentleman has given me, so I'm just going to recap. I don't know who would know his life that well, but here we go. There is a gentleman stepping up. He has a grandfather energy to him. I'm hearing the name Gray or Grayson around him. He always was wearing polos and slacks, and he liked to play golf. It might be an infinity emblem. I am not a good car person. I don't know why spirits bother trying to give me car references because they're not my thing. It could be infinity. If infinity and Caddy look a lot alike, then it could be either one. It's a nice car. He's showing me putting his clubs in the back. He has a standing tea time at a certain time every week with these gentlemen. It's in the morning, and I'm seeing 8 a.m. But of course, don't quote me on that because I think it's kind of weird that he even gave me his tea time. That's kind of odd. He is showing me also that he had heart problems. I was like, what are we doing here? He's grabbing his heart. He had heart problems. He did make changes to his life, but at some point he's telling me he wasn't just going to eat like rabbit food his entire life. Okay. Might be my dad, Randy. All right, Miss Sarah, do you know what this, great here. Let me just ask her to go live. All right, Sarah, I'm going to ask you to go live. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So do you know what this Gray name is around him? Gray or Grayson?
I have a nephew named Grayson, but he's still with us.
Very good. Now that's the reason I said around him. So when I say, just for you and anyone watching, when I say the name is around him, it could be someone who is alive. They're just trying to get me a name that is going to narrow it down to him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now your nephew would be his grandson?
Actually, it's my nephew via marriage, but I'm going through a divorce and I'm not going to have a relationship with Grayson anymore, and I'm very sad about it. So I think that might be what it is.
That is exactly it. That was going to be my next question. What does Grayson have to do with this gentleman? And so for everyone watching, it's not that Grayson has anything to do with this gentleman. It's just Grayson has something to do with Sarah. And so if something is bothering you, it's a concern to your spirits, whether they're related by marriage or not, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so now everything else. Did your dad have a standing tea time?
Yeah, and we used to do that like at every family reunion. He would golf almost every weekend.
What time was his tea time?
It was the earliest possible tea time every time, so it was either 7 or 8.
Okay, very good. All right, that's some crazy crap right there. I just have to tell you, your dad did a really good job with his information. I want to tell him I appreciate him this morning. Now, Sarah, he is instantly going through, and I know you can't do this, but this is showing your dad's mentality, because the second you said the divorce, I saw him doing this, like brush it off, girl, get yourself up, pick yourself up, brush yourself off. We're moving forward.
That sounds like him.
Yeah, because he is saying that, and this was part of your dad's superpower when he's talking about this woulda, shoulda, coulda. It's a waste of energy, which I get that you're going to go through some of that processing, and I'm going to encourage you to. I'm sorry. As I was telling you my spiel, Sarah, your dad's like this to me. I don't know if you can see me. Because I was going to tell you, make sure you're processing your feelings. He's like, she needs to move on.
Yeah, that sounds like him. I always talk too much for him.
Yes, yes, yes. He was doing that to me, like, shut up, move on, let's go. So when spirits do that, it's them showing their personalities, and your dad is, doing a great job of that also. He is telling me that you're going to be okay financially. I'm hearing that finances are a concern to you right now.
Mhm.
And he is saying that you're young. There is more money to be made. Now, this is weird what he just said. He said there's more money to be made, but there's not more souls to be had, which means that this marriage was like sucking your soul dry.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And he is saying how proud he is of you for finally making that decision.
Awesome.
He's also telling me, he's showing me you're living, like you're concerned about your living environment, like where you're going to live. Have you found a place to live?
No, we're working on selling the house and I don't have a job. And so I'm very concerned about how I'm going to afford to live once this divorce process was further. And I've struggled with finding a job. So I am very concerned about how I'm going to be able to afford to live.
Very good. Now, is there someone, because he's showing me you taking a step back, and he is showing me, actually, I was like, what is he showing me my kids for? At some point, every single one of my children has landed back home before then they relaunched. Is there someone that you could live with for a while until you relaunch?
My mama.
Yes. I would say do that. Now, it was not, it wasn't rainbows and butterflies for me or my children during that time. There were concessions that had to be made, but we made it through. Also, what he is showing me is you getting some kind of schooling while you're with your mom. Have you ever thought of going to like a local community college for a certification?
I have been considering actually doing your intro to mediumship course.
Well, there you go. We're in the middle of intro to mediumship. The advance starts in August, and I don't start intro again until the spring. If someone has missed that and they still want training, they can sign up for mentorship. But of course, mentorship is a lot more expensive because you're getting one-on-one time with me instead of being in a class. Mm-hmm. But he is very much telling you to explore, and he is definitely showing me our local community college.
Oh, okay, cool. I can look into that and see what sparks my interest for sure.
You know what he is showing me is, I wasn't quite sure because he was showing me 3 things, but he's talking about putting them all together. And he was showing me LPN, like nursing, but he wasn't showing me RN. He was showing me nursing and Reiki, and then he wanted me to deal some cards. So that must have been the intro to mediumship class you were talking about. So bringing that all together.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah. Like healing almost.
Yes, 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 yes. But getting something, and this is what I call street cred, because people, do you have to have certifications and all that? I did. Well, I taught college, so I believe in education. But also it gives you street cred, like what's going to set you apart.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
All right. Thank you, Miss Sarah.
Thank you so much, Christy.
Bye. All right. Her dad did a really good job. Okay. And here he is. All right. We have a young gentleman stepping up. He is letting me know he's in his late 20s to early 30s. Actually, don't quote me on that. He is also showing me that he died a violent death. He was, I'm always afraid I'm not sure what words I can say on TikTok when I'm live, but he is showing me that he was, can you use the word, the S word, the ST, yes, punctured. Thank you, Brittany. How did you know? How did you know what I was about to say, Miss Brittany? He was punctured. in the abdomen. And it's not funny, but Brittany knew exactly what I was struggling with. It's like, I don't know. Can we? Okay, Miss Brittany. Okay, so now for everyone, poked. Very good. I didn't realize, thank you, Miss Brittany. I didn't realize you were the same Brittany from my Divine Collective. Welcome, welcome today. So last night was a meeting of our Divine Collective. Divine Collective is a subscription program on my website, and you pay a monthly fee, and we have meetings and education. Well, I did a group reading last night, and this gentleman stepped up. I was like, oh, I wasn't even going to go live today, people. This gentleman is why I'm live. Dee was in the Divine Collective last night, and she said, are you going live tomorrow, Christy? I was like, I don't know. I have so much to do. I don't know. It takes time and energy. And so even this morning, I wasn't feeling real well. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go live. And this guy popped up, and I was like, oh, fine. So someone better claim him, right? So I better claim this dude. So let's get to it. This gentleman is showing me, he was young. He's showing me late 20s, early 30s, but if that's off a little bit, something about 42, something about the number 42 I'm getting. He is showing me that he was punctured in his abdomen area. He had started running with a rough crowd, but he himself was a nice guy. Like, he was not someone who was just going to start fights and, you know, be one of those people all the time. He is showing me that he was actually trying to stop some people. He shows me they're outside of I want to say a bar, but they're definitely outside of a bar or a residence where there was a party going on and there was drinking. And he shows me trying to stop people from fighting, and he just got mixed up in the fray. He is saying that at his wake, funeral, celebration of life, whatever you want to call that, there were thousands of people. And he never even believed that he knew that many people. There was just a horrific ending to his passing that people were so up in arms about the way he did it. I see, and I know everyone's asking me questions. I give you all the information as I get it. Like, I'm still rolling through, and I just continue giving the information as he gives it to me. I can imagine there's very many people out there that know someone who passed from getting punctured in the stomach. This number 42 is very relevant to him. He was running with a rough crowd. And he was outside of a bar or a residence where there had been drinking going on. He is showing me that he himself had some self-medication issues. I'm not saying that he was strung out completely, but he had definitely had some issues self-medicating, and that's how he got mixed up in the rough crowd. He is showing me thin. Like, this whole time he is showing me he was thin. He was also extremely funny. Oh my goodness, so funny. Now, I'm going to tell y'all how I know he's funny. It's a little bit inappropriate, but we're going to roll with it. So I'm feeling something puncturing my abdomen. And then he showed me him being thin several times. I haven't thought much about it. And then he said something about, he brought it to me again. I was like, oh, he was thin. Yeah. And that's when I mentioned to y'all he was thin. He said, yeah, I should have been heavy. And that might would have saved me because, and he's showing that if he'd had this big belly, which I don't think this is true. He's just being funny, inappropriately funny. He says something about his personality that he was inappropriate. But he made people laugh. All right. Does anyone know this gentleman? Oh, also he is, what are we doing here? Okay, he's showing me a motorcycle. But he's not showing me on the motorcycle. He is showing me it being around, outside of the place where the incident happened. Okay. I'm going to recap. If this gentleman is yours, claim him. He's been with me since last night. He interrupted my Divine Collective meeting to make sure I was going to be live today. So if he is yours, please claim him. This gentleman is showing me he was young when he passed. I don't feel that he was 42, but he keeps showing me this number 42. I'm not sure what that is about. Once you claim him, you might be able to tell me what it is. He is showing me that he was running with the wrong crowd. He himself was a nice guy, but he had gotten mixed up in the wrong crowd. He was very thin. He was trying to, it happened outside of a bar or a residence where they're having drinking going on. People were not, people were drinking. They weren't acting right. And he shows me trying to keep people apart, and then he gets punctured in the stomach. He's also showing me at his wake, funeral, celebration of life, whatever you want to call that, there was thousands of people. Did I say he was thin? He had a wicked sense of humor, like inappropriate and a wicked sense of humor. And he's also showing me a motorcycle sitting there where this incident happened. He's not showing me him being on the motorcycle, but he is showing me a motorcycle. All right, does this gentleman belong to anyone on here? I'm also hearing the name Harold around him. I don't feel like it's his name. Harold, Harry. What's Harry Carey? I keep hearing, that's what it is. Harry Carey. What's Harry Carey? All right. Is anyone going to claim this gentleman? Cubs announcer is Harry Carey.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? Is that like a
So,
baseball?
yeah, it was Doug did the announcing.
Huh. All right. So I don't know how y'all know that, but good job, Jess. Chicago.
Yeah. Or Chicago? No.
That was someone else that said Chicago last night, Miss Brittany. That was Tanae's person that said Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Haley, are you? I'm from Illinois, and that's where a lot of Chicago fans. Okay, Miss Haley, are you, or Hallie? Hallie? I think it's more Hallie. Are you claiming this gentleman? That is so funny. That Harry Carey. I was like, who the heck? What is Harry Carey? And everyone knew it was like Chicago. So either it's a Chicago Haley, and I don't know. I never knew him. Tina asked if there was a motorcycle a little further up in the chat. Okay, guys. Someone on here, he belongs to someone on here because he's been with me since last night, and he's the reason I'm here today. So we need to figure out who he is. He died when he was 43, though I just checked his obituary. I kept saying I was getting this. Okay. We're going to ask Haley here or to go live and see what this is about. Because outside a bar, he was killed in a fight outside a bar. So everything I am saying is matching what Haley is saying. And she just checked his obituary. I said, I'm getting this number 42. I don't know if that was his age or what it is, and it was 43. Okay, Miss Haley, I'm going to ask you to go live. This is weird. It's wild. Put your seatbelt on, people. We're in for a wild ride today.
Hello, how are you?
Good. So now, what is this a Harry Carey reference? Do you know what that's about? Are you in Chicago?
No, I'm in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so who was this guy that you said you didn't know him, but you just checked the obituary? Oh, she just paused. Okay.
That I used to watch just here and there and like watch their house when they would go on vacation.
Okay, so you did know him some.
I didn't know him in his, like, I only found out about that after I started working for them. So he had been passed, but yeah.
Okay, so can you repeat what you said? Because your live paused for a minute, and so we missed.
Oh, it did?
part. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he basically was the dad to these kids that I used to watch here and there. And I occasionally watch their house when they go out of town. But Yeah, I never knew him. I found that out like after I started working for them.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all I know. Yeah.
Okay, very good. But the details that I gave you, you were able to.
Yeah, which is super weird because yeah, it was like all things considered kind of a freak thing, but he was murdered, yeah, outside of a bar.
Okay, so now, do you still know these people?
Yes, like I could contact them, but we don't keep in touch frequently.
Okay, so if this, I'm going to give you the message from them, and if they're interested, within about 5 days, my TikTok lives are on my YouTube channel. So if you go search me on YouTube, there is a playlist called TikTok Lives, and
Okay.
this one will be on there within about 5 days.
Okay.
Okay, so now his message, and this is the crazy crap. So I don't know. This gentleman is the reason I'm live today. I don't know if you heard that story. He showed up in my Divine Collective meeting last night. No one could claim him. And then I was like, oh, he's telling me I need to be live today. I wasn't going to go live today because I have so much to do. And he showed up and said, no, you have to do it. And so now the odds, all of a sudden, I turned to D and I said, time is now. So I have been live for a while and he's just now saying, let's go time. So did you just pop onto my live?
Yeah, but you know what's so weird is that I was like journaling like 15 minutes ago, and I just like at the end just like free wrote and just was writing what was like popping in my head to kind of clear my head, and I wrote that down.
What did you write down?
I wrote what did I write? It's literally right here. I think I wrote like it's in the back of it. Where was it? I wrote down my time and I wrote down a lot of different things.
No, oh, that's okay.
Lots of different stuff. But basically there was one that was like, listen to her, he's here, my time, take your time, remind
Yeah.
yourself to take space, those things.
Okay, so I don't know if you're a regular follower of mine, but this gentleman, it was like I had to be here this morning at this time,
Oh my gosh.
and then for you to happen upon me is what I'm hearing. He is saying that something has happened in his family to really bring his passing back around. It's more than holidays or something like that. Like something has happened, and I hear his kids saying they really wish their dad was around. They really wish their dad was around. He is acknowledging how proud he is of them. Now, I don't let spirits say that they're proud unless they can prove it. And he is saying because they have gone on to accomplish their goals and their dreams over unsurmountable odds.
Oh.
And their mother really, I mean, he is showing that she did struggle. I mean, she's, of course, why wouldn't you struggle with your, kids' dad passing this way?
Yeah.
But she has a lot of self-blame and she needs to get over that because she did do a good job. She did a good job of trying to help her kids through the trauma of losing a parent like this. Also, he is acknowledging to you. Now, why is he giving you a message? Because you're here and he's around you. You have a grandfather in spirit. I'm not going to bring him up because this is a live. I usually just do one spirit per person. But he wants you to know that he has a grandfather around you that sends you the cardinals, and that you need to continue on with your spiritual journey, and it's time for you to take it to a new level, if that makes sense to you.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss
Yeah,
Haley, for
thank you.
claiming this guy. And thank you for stepping out of the box because I know it's very uncomfortable. I am going to acknowledge this to you and other people. When you're like, wait a minute, this is him, but why? Why?
Yeah. Did he ever give a name or anything or?
The only thing he was saying was that I thought it was Harry, and he was like, no, Harry Carey. So it'll be interesting when the kids watch this, if one of them is a Cubs fan, if one of them knows this gentleman. I didn't even know what it was until
Oh,
someone
they
wrote
love
follower.
baseball. Yeah, two of the boys.
Oh, two of the boys love baseball.
Yeah, he passed in the summer, so summers are always really hard for the kids. But yeah, Yeah, that's crazy.
Very good. I didn't even know what Harry Carey was. My followers had to tell me because I know nothing about baseball or cars.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
Miss Haley.
you. All right. Yeah.
All right. Very good. Now I have fulfilled my purpose, dude. I hope you're happy. Actually, he's nice because I said, I hope you're happy. And he's like, yes, yes, yes. Thank you. All right. I want to thank everyone who has been joining me today. I just realized what time it is, and I have an 11 o'clock that I need to roll into, which is like in 4 minutes. This guy waited to the very last moment. He's been funny because he said, I knew you'd get her done. I knew you'd get her done. I want to thank everyone who has liked and shared my live today and who has joined me. Please click that follow button. I will be putting out a, when will I be live again? I was about to say I will be putting out a live schedule. I really need to look at my calendar and figure out when I'm free. I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you. I hope everyone has a great day and tell your friends about me.